Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. As you guys know, if you follow me, I am a hairdresser, but I have definitely not been shy to talk about mental health, and I have not done it in quite a few months. And I figured that with 2020 coming to an end, it would be weird not to talk about it. So first of all, I'm just going to give you like a quick kind of recap on where I'm at and then go into kind of my tips and why this video is relevant to you. So I've suffered with anxiety from as long as I can remember, and it's gotten to several times in my life, gotten to the point where it's debilitating, and other times where it just seems so far in my past that I can conquer anything. And so with this year's situation, at first I was extremely scared. As my work and Adam's work became stable in a sense, I really just entered this almost zen state. And even though being close with family and friends that were suffering highly because of the situation, I just seemed to be this kind of fountain of zen-ness until about a few weeks ago. And nothing has changed. It's not that the situation necessarily has gotten worse, even though numbers in California would say that they are. But personally, in our home, everything's the same. I definitely know people that have had COVID, but thankfully no one in my immediate family has had it. We've all been extremely careful. We have not taken any flights. We have not taken any work that would require that of us. So basically we've done everything that we can, and thankfully we've all been healthy. Sounds great, right? Except until you get to that point where that anxiety, kind of the slight signs of depression start looming in. I definitely thought about this and thought, well, I'm not going to mention it because that's just going to aggravate the problem or just add more stress to people watching this. But then I remembered when I was in not a good place, and anytime I would watch someone that either I admired or looked up to or anything like that talk about this kind of thing, it just made me feel so connected to them. And if there's anything that I want to come of 2020 is human connection. 2020 has been difficult on a global kind of stance. It was extremely difficult earlier this year. I had two cousins of mine in very terrible health situations. They're very close to me in age, and we honestly thought we were going to lose them. It was just extremely scary, and it kind of happened at the same time. Various other things happened. I feel like just like everyone else that I know, it's been an intense year. And I hate blaming it on the year because everyone keeps saying they're ready for 2021. Well, January 1st, things are not just going to switch overnight. So I do hate to put the weight on the year because it wasn't the year. And so basically my message is to anyone that is feeling or has been feeling scared, nervous, not themselves, has gained weight, has whatever however you've coped with this year, it's okay. And honestly, the fact that we're alive, we're healthy, and we can't ever take that for granted. So yeah, I just wanted to go over a few tips and things that definitely help calm me, and hopefully these are some tips that can help you and bring you some calm vibes this last month of the year, a time of the year that's supposed to be festive and fun. All right, so here are a few of my tips. So the first one, and this I've been doing basically all of quarantine this year, and that is to do an extensive list for your week on Sunday. So whether you're working from home or you're an essential worker and you're still working as hard as ever before, I just think that this brings me so much calmness because it gives me structure. And in turn, I feel like I accomplish so much more because I literally pencil in a workout, to call a friend, and this sounds so silly, and at first I thought like, oh, this is so cold or whatever, but I feel like I end up doing things that I love and that I've been wanting to do, and it holds me accountable to these things, because literally it will say like Tuesday at 11 a.m. you are to do this task. And so in the morning when I look at my schedule for the day, that's penciled in and I do it. Like I said, including workouts, I need a lot of structure, and I need to feel like I've accomplished something every day, and to like work on myself or my career or anything like that. And if by the end of the day, I don't feel like, there's days that you feel like you work a lot, but you haven't really accomplished something. And that's a terrible feeling for me. So that's why these lists just make sure that I really accomplish the things I want to get done. All right, my next tip is to do something that brings you joy every single day. And I've mentioned this in the past. If you don't know, I am married to a Danish man, and in the Danish culture, there is this thing called hygge, and he makes fun of me every time I say that word because he says I say it wrong. But basically, it is about creating or having this cozy moment daily. Like, don't wait till the weekend, don't wait till the summer. Just do something that brings you pure joy every single day. And since adapting this mentality, there's something to look forward to every single day. And it can be as simple as making a cup of coffee at 5 p.m. and sitting down to read a good book. Like, it does not have to be fancy. And then if you can do something more grand once a week, whether that's calling a friend, whether that's having a glass of wine, indulging in some online shopping, watching your favorite show. I think we live in such a fast-paced, hustle kind of mentality that doing something fun is almost frowned upon. It's a waste of time. And honestly, if you do more of these things, you are far more inclined to achieve more, say, in the following week. Just think of it as self-care, but have a small moment every single day that brings you joy, and at least one more grand thing once a week. All right, the next little tip I have, and this is more for if you're working from home like myself, and that is to have structure within your day and kind of have separators. So what that means is when you work from home, it's very normal to start the workday, then maybe throw in a load of laundry, then maybe make yourself some lunch, then go back and do some work, then maybe watch your favorite TV show. And it's kind of like this just slew of a day. And I personally think that human beings do operate better when there is a structure. And although you probably still have a task to complete, but the schedule is a little open. So for me personally, I need to get up and work out right away. I have some water and lemon and I start on with my workout. If I don't do it, then I'm not going to do it throughout the day. And so I admit it is very hard to get out of bed because my first task I know is going to be a pretty grueling workout. I've mentioned earlier in the year, I started following Bailey Brown here on YouTube and then joined her BB Fit online app, and basically there is a workout to do every single day. That I think is what was keeping me from actually working out, is having a plan or a schedule. So I don't have to think about it. I don't have to think about what muscle did I work out yesterday, what should I be doing today, what should I be focusing on this week. I literally turn on my app, click on the date, and click the sync to my TV option, and I start working out. And I have to say, of all the hobbies I've ever had, this is probably one that has brought me so much confidence, not necessarily from the physical results, but from the mental side of things. And I'm not talking about just the serotonin or good vibes that I get from that actual workout. It's the fact that I've finished workouts that I didn't think I physically could possibly do. And even when it gets so tough and she's just saying just 5 more seconds, just give it your all, and you do that, I mean, you come out feeling like you're a damn badass. So to me, that is a damn good way of starting the day. Another thing too is when I postpone a workout and I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't worked out yet. Oh my God, I still have to do it. Oh my God. It's just like this looming, annoying thing that you have to do throughout the day. The other thing too is when you work out, it sets kind of the intention for the day. And if you do it later on in the day, I feel like you have less hours in the day to enjoy this like positivity. So by doing it in the morning, you kind of have all day to feel like, regardless of how hard today is, I have put in a good workout and I finished it, and I'm just an amazing badass for having done so. And then at the end of the day, like I said, I try to break it up with something that signifies to my mental health, to my body, that work is done for now at least, and we move on into the evening, family time, and dinner time. This is where I would have a cup of coffee, read something, and sometimes I do continue to work, but I work on something that's more personal. All right, another thing that I wanted to talk about, which I've never talked on my channel about, and this is only for women, which is most of my viewers, but this is taking your cycle into account into everything that you're doing. And I only learned about this, I would say maybe 1.5 to 2 years ago. So basically in a woman's menstrual cycle, there are 4 stages. And basically every woman is slightly different. Like some women feel really energized when they are ovulating. For me, it's normally more after. Really getting to know your cycle and basically when are you the most energized, when are you the most sluggish? And if you have the opportunity, schedule things around that schedule. It will change your life. You basically kind of schedule things so that you maximize your time based on how you're feeling that week. All right, last tip, and again, coming from an introvert, this surprises me too, but the tip is to socialize. Obviously with this year, that comes without needing an explanation. I've definitely noticed that when I just call a friend or FaceTime one, even if it's kind of like, oh, I just don't have time today, when I do, and I've also tried to just get together with a few friends here and there, even if it's just for coffee, doesn't matter if you're sitting 6 feet away with the mask on, looking at a different face and having a stimulating conversation, at least to me, that does wonders. Ever feel like it was a waste of time is a good conversation with a friend. You also don't know how much it could be helping them. And honestly, sometimes when I have a get together like this with a friend of mine, it literally makes my week. And I do have to, and I don't want to make this video super emotional, but I do want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for following me from all of these years, and from this year, the fact that I had to completely pivot my business from an in-salon stylist to now offering virtual at-home consultations, and the fact that you guys have just received that so well, and I've just never had a higher appreciation. And I don't say that lightly. I mean, I've always loved you guys and appreciated you so much, but I do feel that this year even more. It's maybe also because my attention is more on you guys rather than half at the salon and half here. Yeah, I don't think I could ever thank you enough, and I don't mean it just from a business standpoint, but honestly, I feel like I can come on here weekly and talk to you guys. I still feel like I'm sitting down and talking to a best friend. And I had told myself that I would stop doing YouTube whenever it didn't feel like that. And I feel like if anything, this year has solidified it tenfold. So anyway, I hope to next week bring you something a little more light, a little more fun. I hope that this video, regardless, helps you in any way or form. Just know that you are loved. And if you are going through anything that's difficult and you feel like you need a friend, always leave me either a DM on Instagram or a comment here if you're happy to share it with the audience. But just know that I love you dearly, and every message, every comment from you guys, and every like from you guys does not go unnoticed. So hope you all are doing amazing, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.